Did 5.5 billion XRPs suddenly vanish? Is this a glitch, bullish, or bearish? Additionally, the Genius Act and the Stablecoin Act have finally been passed into law. What does this signify? Will this cause the cryptocurrency market to do a happy dance? Or is it just another story that will garner a lot of attention but have no bearing on the price? And we'll discuss the current state of affairs with the Fed, as well as what the Vice President just said regarding Jerome Powell. Hi there, lovely people. Moneymakers Shalom, how are you? I slept through the entire night. I'm content. All I ask is that you smile at me so that I can radiate those positive feelings. Wednesday likes are free, so Smishity rocks that button. Let's attempt to get this video to receive 3,333 likes. Let's get started. I'm confident you guys can succeed. Right now, XRP is trading at $2.17, down 0.58% for the day. We are witnessing a slight reversal, as you can see. As you recall, we discussed how XRP had reached the top of the stochastic RSI, and that there was a chance that it would take a brief break. XRP isn't the only one. While Ethereum and other cryptocurrency markets, including Solana, are slightly retreating, Bitcoin continues to hold the 106,000 mark. On the daily under the resistance area, it did cross over and close. Thus, we were unable to obtain a daily close above it. The candle itself closed below the daily candle, but it crossed over. So it will be interesting to see if we close above this resistance level today. It will be intriguing to observe that, despite the 4-hour closing above it, it has again returned below that level. It will now examine it more frequently on a daily basis. Therefore, that will be a fascinating sign. Will there be more consolidation or will there be bullish momentum? Bitcoin is up roughly 8% when compared to the cryptocurrency market where XRP was a few days ago. We would surpass all previous highs with an additional 8%. Thus, the rebound has been significant. Not enormous, but a 13% change in just 2 days. You may need to take a little break. Where is the liquidity? Where is the pressure to buy? The news made everyone pleased. All right, so what is driving the cryptocurrency market upward? Are there worries? What's happening, correct? All of these factors are currently having an impact on the cryptocurrency market, causing some assets to rise while others fall. As you can see, the situation here is somewhat mixed. Therefore, it will be fascinating to watch how this day develops over the course of the weekend. The Fed's favored metric, the PCE data, will be released on Friday. They will be able to determine what the PC is. Fed Jerome Powell was slammed by the Vice President. I love hearing the justification for Powell's 50 basis point rate cut just before the election, but I can't do it now that inflation is lower. The argument against this is that they reduced it by 50 BPS at the time because they thought that we would be in a better position presently, allowing them to do so. However, they do not believe that the United States will be in a better position in 6 months. So, they are unable to accomplish it at this time. The Vice President's statement is countered by that, and I understand. I understand both sides. I recognize that while interest rates are being lowered globally, the U.S. is maintaining high interest rates. The American people are being impacted. Investment power is being impacted. Additionally, the S&P 500 stock market is nearing its all-time high. The Nasdaq is reaching record highs. In March of 2003, the Nasdaq experienced its first golden cross since 2003. Over the following 23 months, that golden cross caused prices to climb by 82%. Thus, we are aware of the strong correlation between Bitcoin and the Nasdaq. Is this the catalyst that causes Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and Nasdaq technology stocks to move in a very bullish manner? The question is that. Carl Moon and others like him keep repeating things like, buy, hold, wait, parabolic altcoin season incoming. He's been saying this for a while, and there have been setbacks, but if you keep saying it, it might finally come to pass. Naturally, though, I will never give you financial advice or advise you to buy, sell, or hold on to something before making an investment. Ultimately, the decision rests with you. I have no idea what the market will do on a daily basis. You can swing and day trade if you make your own, you know. It's a work of art. As a professional, you must be aware of everything that goes on. There must be a lot of inputs. A lot of data is required. It's not for everyone. I don't tell you about the things I do because of this. I'm not perfect. My victories are my own. Everything is fine. In the long run, I am quite optimistic about the cryptocurrency industry, but I have no idea what the future holds. All investments, whether in stocks, cryptocurrency, or real estate, are speculative. The possibility for the profit to increase is always the subject of speculation, right? So just keep it in mind. What's happening with this DeLorean crypto too? I'm not sure. Every channel is advertising it. Tokens are never promoted by me. They are putting a lot of emphasis on this DeLorean token, but I'm not in the ring of fire that gets these promotions. I have no idea what's happening, as if every channel were advertising it. I have no idea what's happening there. To be honest, I don't believe I've ever witnessed a token that is being promoted by all the outlets achieve great success. Just something to think about. Although I do lose out on a lot of money by not marketing these items, I made the decision long ago that I would never do that. I hope you all find that useful. Therefore, if we go back and look at what's going on in the markets, we can see that yesterday afternoon, the Senate formally sent the Genies Act to the House. The U.S. will be one step closer to having more clarity and regulation in general, as well as the opening of the cryptocurrency market to the American public, now that they have the ability to vote on it and maybe expedite it into the president's hands. There will be a lot more business if you have banks and companies with a framework, and you can be sure that the U.S. government is okay with these things. That's crucial, and following the ceasefire news crypto ETFs, which saw their largest daily inflow in more than 2 weeks, we're seeing an increasing number of bullish ETF inflows. Has the bull run resumed its course? Isn't that the question? And we believe we'll find out in the next 2 or 3 days because there's a chance that we'll witness a rally that reaches a new all-time high. And the question here will be that, if that rally occurs, will we see XRP return to the 2.3's 2.4 zone? And once more, everything hinges on Bitcoin's dominance. We've discussed the importance of dominance numerous times. Do we see it begin to wane, or do we see it rise all the way to the 70s? Version 2.5 of the XRP ledger was released by Ripple. The fact that the blockchain is evolving and witnessing fresh iterations is always significant. Just a brief update on that then. Let's check to see whether we discussed everything I wanted to about that. Indeed. All right. I just want to remind you that I will never reach out to you on social media to beg you to sign up for anything or send me money before we go on to discuss what happened with XRP, its volume, and some mystery XRP movement. There are many con artists who pose as me, but they are not. I only have this YouTube channel and a Twitter account linked here at MakerLev. I don't have Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. However, there are many fakes that attempt to look exactly like me, but they aren't. Thus, exercise extreme caution when you're out there. Avoid clicking on links. Artificial intelligence is becoming increasingly sophisticated, and these phony calls are now appearing. Therefore, it's very simple to trick you. Once more, I will never engage in any of those activities. I repeat this in every video as I am aware that individuals have been duped by other channels and this phony advice. Thus, exercise extreme caution when you're out there. All right. Going back to XRP futures, we discussed how XRP began trading on the CME. We have now reached a volume of $500 million. Remarkably, 45% of this volume comes from countries other than the US. Thus, this is